Hey everyone, Chaosville here, and in today's episode we are going to get started on finishing the mansion. That is by doing the courts for the outside and working on bushes or trees or something to just like be filler to make this place look a little bit more homey, if you will, like it blends in with the terrain and stuff. And I've made a bunch of smooth stone for, well, paths and stuff. But we'll see, because I really don't want to like get rid of all the grass, but I do want to get rid of like all of those torches. I don't know about you guys, but I just hate having torches everywhere, like randomly like that, to light up an area. So I was thinking maybe smooth stone with sea lanterns everywhere, but at the same time I'm not really sure if I like that idea. But it's better than having brick blocks everywhere for right now, because all we got is the generic brick block that came with the game until they release Blackstone and the quartz version of brick blocks. That is what I'm stuck with. So basically I think we're gonna have grass area here. Just makes sense to have grass area with the animals and the wheat, and then probably the farm there, but everything like over there, and then we'll have paths. I'll have paths made probably going through here. Paths made out of certain different colors and stuff like that. I'll probably come up with the idea and then show it to you after it's done. That's basically how that's going to work. But for this part out here, we've got our elytra on. We are going to basically just fly up there and start on the pillars. So these columns, these column pieces, the quartz pillar. And the best way to, that'll be the best way for me to figure out exactly, I want this to go all the way up. Obviously wherever there's brick block going all the way up, that's where a pillar is probably going to go all the way up to do the outline that I'm wanting to do. So I got to figure that out real quick. I think the first step is just going to be me placing down a quartz pillar block where I'm going to put the pillars at. Obviously the ones for this section I want to do the same all the way up, because the window just repeats all the way up around. So let's make sure we do that. And I think we can get away with that. Basically I'm just going to work on doing this all the way around, figuring out where I want the pillars to be at, and then doing the quartz stairs like the other part. And it's really not that hard just to fly up and down with elytra. That's why elytra are key to many of my building projects. I think a lot of people's projects, actually, to be honest. And, well, we might as well do one on the corners, just like we did down there, so. And some of these will actually go all the way up, so. All the way up to the top. And then after all of this here, I think if we have time, I will probably take a trip out towards the ocean, towards my brother's guardian farm, so we could take a look at it, because he's finally got it to where he likes it, I guess you could say. And also, I want to get me a Trident, because I think that would be better than fireworks. I want to try that out. Somebody said something about just having a pool of water, and the one item where you go with the Trident as you throw it, and all you need is water or rain. So there's a lot of water pools around me, so that would make it easier than having to depend on fireworks, which depends on gunpowder a lot. So, well, anyway, I'm going to continue working on this, and I think I want to do pillars all across the back here, because I think, well, except for that one, the windows. Yeah, so let's take that one down. No, actually, let's leave that one up. Yeah, let's do pillars all the way across the back here like this. I think that'd be all right. Just up until we get to the windows, and then once we get up there, then we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the stairs. All right, so the other part of this will be using scaffolding to get up here and place stairs in correctly, because obviously I can't stand on here when I'm doing stairs, and I mean, I know I could technically jump up and place the bottom one, but the top one I'd have to do the other direction. And I think scaffolding is going to make it easier. The problem is I have to keep constantly placing the scaffolding and breaking it down and then reusing it, but it will be better off using that than trying to constantly do this right here with stairs, in my opinion. So scaffolding is always a must for vertical builds, if you will, even with Elytra in tow with them. I'll have to use the Elytra to get up on top of all these stairs once I get them placed, but other than that, scaffolding is going to be what I need to use to get this build completed. The greatest thing about scaffolding, in my opinion, is just the fact that it's so easy to maneuver around, and you don't have to be up top to place the block continually. So we'll just place. That's a little bit too high, but that's okay. Maybe we can do 2 sections at one time instead of worrying about everything else as well. So literally, I can climb up a block or 2, and then. So there, that's that portion. Let's go up another block, and we want to do the top like that. Okay, so basically that's the pattern we want. So now, if I want to go down, I just hit Shift, but I gotta be careful how far I go out, because if I go out too far, I can fall. But basically, this is how I'm going to do the entirety of the outside of the build. Is with my scaffolding, and I just used that many, and I have basically 2 stacks of scaffolding. That should be enough with my math to reach all the way up the top. I don't know how far I've gone up so far, so like right here is where I want the other layer to be. So while I'm up here, I'll just go ahead and do the next layer that I'm planning on doing, as well as the layer that we're doing right now down there with the stairs, and then we can connect the pillars up here to this in areas, because why not? It's Minecraft. And then we can do, looks like another layer? Yeah, another layer on this backside. I don't know. Let's do that. And that. So yeah, so on this back side there's probably going to be more layers than there is on the front side, just to be honest. There might be some layers up towards the top, but that's basically how I'm going to do this. I will probably just go ahead and do this. I'm not even going to record myself doing this. There's really no point, because it's going to take a while. But once you're done placing blocks in certain areas, you just destroy the bottom one, and they all come tumbling down. Okay, we lost one somewhere. Okay, there's one floating up there, but I'll get it. I'll get it when I fly up there. Or at least when I go up to the other side, over here. Alright, so we have the front nearly done. And I must say, this is like coming together a lot better than I thought it would. This is obviously kind of based on the design that I did on my brother's realm, which his realm didn't work out so well because of the fact that it wasn't spawning any structures, because we had made it in World Painter. The only thing is, I know I put a lot of glass in here, but it is really hard to get bricks unless you go farming for clay a lot. So unfortunately in my realm I didn't have very much clay, because I don't have as many resources as his world did, because we man-made that world. So there was like every single resource you could think of was like increased by 10-fold, so you could find it a lot easier. Obviously, I think next time, if I do want to build a mansion out of bricks, or at least brick blocks, these brick blocks, I'll probably make a villager breeder and then have like 3 or 4 of those masons, because that'll make it a lot easier to get bricks. But anyway, regardless, I am pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. I gotta finish this front piece right here, and then it's on to the sides and the back. Okay, I gotta be careful. There was an Enderman attacking me, and then a Bowman Archer shot me. Anyway, this side of the mansion is done. I'm not really liking that part up there with the odd shape, but Obviously, I had to make odd dimensions in order to make the roof work out, so I'll just have to live with that. It's going to drive me nuts for a while. So there's one block that's sticking out there on the edge on the shape above the pillars. They're off the edge of the pillars. So yeah, other than that, the rest of it turned out beautifully. It's like I said before, if I didn't have such large windows or just didn't have so much glass, I probably would do the design that I did in my brother's realm, which I think actually looked a lot more beautiful, but it was also a lot more compact. The rooms were smaller. I didn't plan on having any farms inside of it. This right here has farms inside of it. I think next time I might actually make a mansion out of concrete, just because I love to make concrete anyway. Or at least wood and concrete. I do like to farm the spruce trees and everything, so that might be something to change up on. But I also want to start using the new brick blocks when we get those in the 1.16 update, so I definitely want to check out a mansion build with multiples of different brick blocks. I also want to try to build castles and stuff with the different types of brick blocks. I think that would be cool, because this right here is the generic form for castles and stuff, so yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to have a black stone brick castle with some quartz brick mixed in. I think black and white would look really good together. Maybe even mixing this in too. So I mean, I don't know. Sky's the limit with all the bricks and the brick blocks and just blocks that we're getting period in this next update. I can't wait for the blue fire either. So, all right. After about 12 hours worth of work, it's finally finished. On this side right here, obviously I'm not going to put any more quartz up on the side there, just because that would interfere with the roof design I've got going on. So let's just take a flight here. I'm going to get like 2 rockets left on me. Hopefully that's enough. As you can see, this side is done that way, and then the front is still the same way it was when I completed it. This side is done. Even though I don't like the top bit, it's a little awkward looking. And then the back side is probably my favorite side. That's no pun intended either. Just beautiful. It lines up perfectly. As you can see, I mean, the symmetry between the pillars and all the quartz stairs is just perfect. If I would have had enough brick blocks to start out with in the beginning of the build, but I didn't, and I had glass more readily available than I did brick blocks, so I would have actually made all the windows probably that size up there on those top floors where they were just like 3x3s instead of what these ones are. But the ones with the villagers in there actually worked out perfectly. That's like the perfect spacing for the pillars in my opinion. So I really am happy with this back side, how it turned out. The front side, not so much, but I mean, I'm just working with what I had. It's a lot harder when you're not having resources very, very readily available. So there is that. I think the next part is going to be the plants, and then I'll work on the paths. So paths to like certain areas in here. So paths between this, paths back here. I think I might do. I don't know if I want to do concrete or not. I know back to here I definitely want to use brick leading back to the tree farm. So just like the wall brick blocks. That would just make more sense to me because it goes with the theme I've got going on back here. And then how many blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 blocks. I know I'm wanting to build a new type of farm somewhere. I just don't know if I want it inside the wall or outside the wall. doesn't really matter just as long as the crops are within range to grow. But I'll figure that out later. That's something for another time. So basically what's going to happen here is we are going to place plants in certain areas with trapdoors laying around them, if you will. And what this is going to do is make it look like I have potted plants in certain areas. So for instance, well, that ain't going to work there. Let's find a better spot. Well, I've got a lot of space in the center. I guess placing a potted plant in the center of the room might actually work. But this is basically what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to go around, place potted plants basically everywhere. The leaves kind of look ugly, I understand, but that's just because this isn't part of a savanna. But I feel like it adds more to a space when you do something like that. It doesn't feel so open. I could actually grow trees in here because I have enough space on this first floor for that. But I want to do like potted plants in like several different areas, like next to the doors even, just to kind of fill up space. So I'm going to go around and do that, and then we'll come back and look at the final product. Alright, so finally after finishing doing the decorating and walkways at the mansion, as you can see I used a lot of bone meal out there, kind of make it look more wildernessly like. Got all sorts of plants on the first floor and second floor. I've changed all the beds into what look like couches, so you know, like places you sit down the rest or whatever. But the only floor I haven't really decorated is the third floor. I put a couple of plants up here, one in each corner here on the end, but I've still got plans for stuff up here later, so I'm not going to bother with decorating up there just yet. But as you can see, I put plants all up and down through here, turned beds into couches and all that stuff through here. Did the same thing in this room, which I have plans to add some more stuff in here too eventually, maybe more storage and stuff. Everybody can use this area right here basically to enchant their stuff. The anvils. But let's take a walk outside. And I changed out all the stairs and the blocks in the villager areas to carpets because I completely forgot in Bedrock Edition that I learned that carpets were something that you could actually use to climb fences with, or just climb over fences or walk over them, really. So as you can see, I have bone mealed the entire area. So I have flowers and like grass everywhere, so it kind of looks like it's in the wilderness, right? I got my paths put in, so respective colors to the direction they're going, kind of, sort of. Got a path going back here to the carrot storage bin. I've also changed the floor to basically a mossy cobblestone for in here, so I've been gathering this up for a while. Basically, you just let it sit in water for a while, and then it turns to that, and then you can just farm it with a Silk Touch pickaxe. Put the path down through between the two buildings, the two farms, if you will, and yeah, it looks really nice. Looks a lot better than it did before. And I've also fixed the villager thing, so like now it's all covered in glass, and like none of them are like escaping like they were before, so now they're all going down there. So that's really nice. I figured that out. Before sleeping, let's go take a look back here. I also put plants in here inside the farms and stuff too. So, and in my concrete factory, if I can get through the door, I put some plants in here, even in here, just to kind of, you know, make it feel kind of homey. This makes it feel a lot better than it was before. With all the mowed down grass and everything, nothing here is just so bland. So basically I planted a whole bunch of tulips and stuff from flowers that I farmed, and then I just bone mealed around to get some other, more flowers and stuff to grow in every single area. It looks like Rust actually slept, so that's good. I got plants going all the way around on the wall and stuff, so yeah. I'm really quite happy with how it turned out. And as you can see, I changed all the torches to sea lanterns. They're kind of camouflaged in the grass. I could cover them with carpets, but the carpets on this resource pack they just stand out way too much. So maybe if I was playing like vanilla Minecraft or just regular vanilla resource pack, Minecraft resource pack, it would be okay to cover them with carpets, but I'm not even going to bother with it because they stuck out way too much, the green carpets, so I just burned them all. Anyway, let me know what you think about my base now in the comments. Maybe there's something else I could do besides this stuff. I'm not sure if anybody really likes the tall grass. I know I always hate having to deal with the tall grass whenever I'm like terraforming and stuff, but once I'm done, in order to make it look like more realistic, where I'm like actually living there, I like to do stuff like this. Now I can't put any like bushes or anything out here next to the iron farm, unfortunately, because the iron golems will start to spawn down here on top of them. So that's why I didn't put any of this too close to the farm, the iron farm. Other than that, it's all done. So now my brother and I are going to get ready and go try to find some tridents. Alright, we're coming up on Broham's Guardian Farm now. Try to stick the landing here. Yeah. So yeah, he's putting a lot of effort on this place. Thing is huge. Alright, so we found a buried treasure map. So guess I'm leading the way to that. Maybe, possibly. Where am I? On correlation to the map, I think it's behind me. Stay with the boat, Rusty! I gotta go find the X. You got a bed with you?
Yes.
Good. You can sleep while I'm digging. Alright, I think I found it. Wait a minute, has it already been dug out? Well, that's weird.
No.
It hasn't been dug out, but there's water here. I think we want to get right on top of the X. I'll take all the sand, too.
Sometimes it can be away from the X.
Yeah, just a little ways away from the X sometimes. Yeah, if you want to sleep for us, that'd be great. Well, I'm trying to... There it is. Found it. Should have a Heart of the Sea. Ooh, look at the TNT! That was an epic find! Man! Got some prismarine, got a diamond, some iron. Man, this is awesome. The Heart of the Sea, we definitely want that. So I plan on, I don't know about you, Russ, but I plan on having an underwater type of base at some point. That's promising right there. Yeah. Is there a shipwreck down there too? I don't see one. I don't see. Is it over there? Alright, well, I'm going down. I'm gonna fight me some drowned. If you need air, there's air pockets down here. He had a fishing pole on him. I don't want a fishing pole. I don't want a fishing pole. Okay, so literally after 4 hours of farming out there, we did not find a single trident from any of the drowns that we battled because I don't know. I had to look it up, but apparently it takes it's an 8.5% chance of a drown to drop a Trident, and that's with one that is attacking you with a Trident, and the other times it's like a 5% chance of killing the other ones. That's with looting 3, and I've been using this looting 3 sword. Well, it's got more than looting 3 on it, obviously, but I mean. So now I'm just trying to heal my stuff back up, and we're probably going to go back out and continue to farm in that ocean biome area between the jungles, because the ocean biome around his little like guardian farm there, it's actually pretty tiny. So we're going to map the one in between his jungle base and a large jungle that we have, and from there probably just going to, well, wing it. That's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, my base looks amazing now. I really like it. I'm actually getting in touch with my inner decorator, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode.